Yo, what's the dealie? Oh, how you guys doing, man? You know what it is. Mykell Mathieu here with my guy E Lamb, and we are the Misfits. E Lamb, tell these people exactly who we are.
Welcome back. What's up, world? You know who it is. It is the tightest tag team tandem this side of the universe. I know we've been a little MIA, particularly this guy right here. No, not that guy, this guy. But we are back. We are here. And I guarantee you, there is no fall off. There is consistency. There have been some life things going on, but we are here. We got a ton to discuss. Kel, what we got on the lineup for today, man?
Man, we got to talk Kershaw. We got to talk the Clippers making a move. Of course, we like to talk LeBron. Drizzy Drake, he is back with some
One and the
action. The
same.
Iceman. Um, USA Soccer, we saw what went down there. Angel Reese, All-Star Game, Paul Pierce, and so much more. It's going to be a fun one tonight. So I thank y'all for tapping in with us. Remember, you can always hit us up, comment, YouTube, the Misfits Live. We got you covered. If you want, what you got to say to us? That's what we want to know too. But Elam, you want to get this going, man? Let's talk about. I hate to say it, but I'll let you do it. Let's talk about your Dodgers, man. Something big happened with your Dodgers.
Whoa, something big, something historic. All right.
Oh,
We got the great, the illustrious career, arguably the greatest regular season pitcher of NBA history. Clayton Kershaw becomes the 20th member of the 3,000 strikeout.
MLB boy, he said NBA.
I said NBA, MLB. My
Yeah.
fault. I got
Okay.
I got hoops on my mind. Clayton Kershaw becomes the 20th member of the 3,000 strikeout club in Major League Baseball. What's your take on that, guy?
No, so you got this. This is the reason why I respect Kershaw, because he's been doing it for so long. We know how tough that is in any sport, especially in baseball. But man, to join a club like that, like 20, only 20 members. There's been a lot of pitchers in baseball, and to be one of 20 is legendary. It's top notch. It's well deserved. Um, but yeah, man, I gotta respect Kershaw because, like Kobe Bryant, right, for the Lakers, we saw Kobe grow up and then play his 20 years with the Lakers. We're seeing the same thing with Kershaw. We've seen him from this young pitcher. I can remember it was a young pitcher, hot pitcher they were talking about for the Dodgers, to where now it's like, yo, like this guy is making this type of historic thing. And that's why I think people are so attached to him, because you saw the journey from a young rookie pitcher to where he is now. And you already know how it is. It's that Hollywood script. The same way we saw with Bean is the same thing we're seeing with Kershaw. And that's why he's getting love from Dodger fans and non-Dodger fans in Los Angeles. What's your thoughts, E?
You know what? He's not Nolan Ryan. He's not Don Sutton, who is the Dodgers all-time leader in strikeouts. He's not Gaylord Perry, but he is, in my estimation, have probably the most unhittable pitch. That Clayton Kershaw 12-6 curveball. When he
Mm.
throws that Uncle Charlie, man, it's dastardly. Where do I think Clayton Kershaw falls? I said this off air. I think he's the MLB's version of Peyton Manning. He's a great, phenomenal regular season pitcher, but he's been marred in the playoffs. Now, granted, you had some cheating. You had people banging trash cans, and you had
Yeah.
buzzers and all that type of stuff. Um, but there were just far too many instances where it was big moments. We needed him to come up big, and he just left one over the plate. And then the next thing you know, it's up in the stands. But that's neither here nor there. Clayton Kershaw is headed to the Hall of Fame. I don't have him in the top 10 though. All time pitchers, I don't have him in the top 10. I don't even have him above Satchel Paige, to be honest. But
Oh
that's
yeah, that's
just me.
Satchel. Yeah, that's Satchel. That's different. So would you have him as the greatest Dodger pitcher of all time?
Yeah, that's Don Sutton. That
Don
I mean,
Sutton? Okay.
you got Don Sutton. You have gosh, I can't think of his
Fernando?
name. No, Sandy Koufax. You have
Sandy
Sandy
Koufax?
Koufax. You got
Yeah.
Fernando. He's not. He's better than Fernando. That's unquestioned. But I still have to put Sandy Koufax and Don Sutton above Clayton Kershaw.
Okay.
Top three Dodger pitcher of all time. That's just me. I remember, his first game, man. I was just watching it just randomly. And I think his first strikeout was a 12-6 curveball. I was like, ooh. And like
Who
the
is
dude was
this?
swinging out of his shoes. But Clayton Kershaw, man, he's going to the hall, man. He's going to the hall.
Yeah, and like I said, he's forever loved by Dodger fans, man. Whenever a homegrown guy, a guy that's drafted to the team, and you see their whole career, your attachment for them is going to be much different. Unless, of course, they're a Shohei Ohtani and they just come in that special. But his attachment with the team, with the way that he's played, um, there's more regular season games than postseason, so you've seen more of him being great compared to not playing well. So shout out to Clayton Kershaw, man. Like great dude in the locker room. You covered games there, like really cool in the locker
Real cool
room,
cat. Yeah, real
family
cool.
guy. Like he's somebody that you love to root for, and much respect to him, man. 3K. Man, where my Halo picture at? I need one of my Halos.
You'll
You
never listen, bro. I told you this is a Dodger show. We don't talk about the Anaheim team. That's not Los Angeles. That's Orange County. This
Hey,
is
I
an
was
LA
outside with
County
the
show, bro.
I was outside with the Angel Cap today, getting a lot of love. A couple Dodger fans was like, "Hey, man, I rock with the
Yeah,
hat,
that's
man."
because they thought, what part of the city were you in?
I was in Carson,
Mm.
so they showed me some love over there. Speaking of the Angels, they're in a tough one right now. Bottom of the ninth, 5-5. They're at home versus the Rangers. Dude, they trying to do that, trying to pick up a win, baby. Trying to get back to 500, but we'll see what happens there. But
I don't
shout
even
out
know
once
what that's
again.
like, man. I haven't seen the Dodgers, sub 500 since Kevin Brown was pitching. But you don't know nothing about that, man.
Man, I remember seeing Hideki Nomo and Eric Karros and Mike Piazza and those guys. Like that's my first memory of the Dodgers, and they weren't too great then. That's why I became an Angel fan. So,
It's all right. We
uh,
world champs right now, so
okay, I like it. Let's see if they can do it twice. I don't care about one time. It's
it's
about
all
doing it
good.
twice.
It's all
But
good.
speaking of great in Los Angeles, a lot of Clipper fans woke up this morning feeling really good about their team. They felt that they made a great move with the trade of Norman Powell moving over to the Miami Heat, John Collins moving to the Los Angeles Clippers, and Utah Jazz. Just take slow mo, Kyle Anderson, Kevin Love, and a 2027 second round pick from the Los Angeles Clippers. But it's all about the Heat, all about the Clippers. Um, Hate to see Norman Powell go, but they had to make this move. What's your thoughts on it, Elam?
I absolutely love this trade, man.
Okay.
Particularly for the Heat. I mean, it's a win-win-win for all the teams involved. But for
Mm-hmm.
Norman Powell in particular, he gets to go be the number 2 player. Like
Yeah.
he's going to
Offensive guy.
be called upon to score consistently. And what I saw at the beginning of the year completely surprised me. And I know you and I had this conversation over at Intuit. Like I didn't know Norman's bag was that deep. I didn't know he was that consistent of a scorer. Like
Mm-hmm.
dude was getting up 25, 27 a night. And so
Yeah.
when you look at pairing him with Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, I love what he's forecasted to do in that system. Coach Spoelstra is going to take care of him. Coach Spoelstra is going to put him in a position, to thrive and to excel. So I love that. And then, the Clippers, they needed a power forward. You got Big Zoo, you
Yep.
got Kawhi, you got James. In my estimation, this is an all or nothing move. Like if they don't win it this year, blow it up.
I don't even see it being an all or nothing thing. I just feel that they're like, hey, let's try this. If like they're one of the few teams in the NBA they're making moves that help them now, but can also help in the future because of the contracts that they're acquiring and things like that. And the reason why I know you said you really love it for Miami, I really love this for the Clippers because I think that it sets their free agency up exactly the way they want it to be. You add Brook Lopez, a big who can stretch the floor. Um, Now you get a power forward. Kawhi Leonard, no more of him playing the power forward. I'm so happy for him. He don't have to guard none of those big guys and things like that. He can play the three perfect. John Collins is a lob threat, 6'9" athlete that can put the ball on the ground, shoot. That's great as well. But I just think that the Clippers aren't done, and they're going to try to find a way to add Bradley Beal if he's bought out by the Suns, which most likely is going to happen.
I
And
think that
then
would be a terrible
and
decision.
then add Chris Paul, which will give them a veteran point guard off the bench to where if you can run out James, Bradley, Bill, Kawhi, John
That would be
Collins,
a
Zubac, and you have
terrible.
Chris Paul, Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones, Batum, and Brook Lopez, that would be one of the better tens in the NBA from top to bottom. And that's the vision they have for this move. That's why I like the Clippers coming out on top on this trade because adding Collins at the 4 helps them, which they are going to
Are
most
you
likely
telling
add
me?
more
Are you
pieces.
telling me adding 2 players that play no defense is going to help the Clippers? A team whose entire identity is playing rough and tough, rugged
But
defense.
they got
Bradley,
defenders off the
what did
bench.
Bradley Beal do in Phoenix? How much
I don't
defense did he
even
play?
I don't look at the Phoenix situation. That situation was
How much?
all messed
Okay,
up.
let's go back even further. How much defense did he play in Washington?
He was solid. He wasn't great, but he was solid. He
Yeah,
was scoring 30 points a game.
and and
you
and
don't,
you're and
you don't
you're
have to play that
getting
much
you're
defense.
talking about the Clippers acquiring the ghost of Chris Paul. It's not. It's Chris Paul is on his
Hey,
last legs. Chris Paul just wanted to be in LA so he could be around his family. I get it. I want the Lakers to veer clear. If the Clippers are prudent enough to bring him in, hey,
hey,
shout out, salute to the Clippers.
but he's still serviceable. You're not going to look for him to play big minutes because you have Harden, um, because you have Kawhi and other guys that can run the team. Chris Dunn can play on the ball. He showed you some of that last year. Like you're going to have shooting. You're going to have vets. You're going to have everything needed to be successful in a postseason run. What they
No, you're
didn't
not.
have last
You're not
year.
going to have health, and you're not going to have
But
defense.
they were healthy last year. Last year they just lost in
Were they
7
healthy?
to the
Huh?
Denver Nuggets. They just
No,
lost in
they're so
lost to Joker.
you're telling me a year older Kawhi Leonard whose knee is going to give him problems, a year older James Harden, a
Good.
year older Chris Paul. This is the team that you think is primed and prepared to take
I
it
hate
all,
to
huh?
I hate to sound blasphemous, especially to my Laker fans out there, but if they with this move, if they can add Bill and Chris Paul, they will be clearly the best team in Los Angeles representing in the
Well, I mean,
NBA
yeah,
this year.
they,
Which
they would be the best team in Los Angeles, but I
the
mean,
best team in
okay, that's
California.
the number 4 team in the West.
Yeah, hey, but hey, you can get to the 4th seed, anything can happen. You saw what the Timberwolves, how far they went. You saw what the Pacers were able to do. So you
Mhm.
get to the 4th seed and healthy, they're gonna be dangerous, man. And John Collins, he's a guy that's hungry. Playing with James Harden and Chris Paul, 2 lob guys, it will open up the floodgates, and the Clippers will be
But
dangerous.
I think you with that lineup because you can't play Chris Paul and James Harden at the same time,
No, you'll
right?
play them separately. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
maybe you can. They look good with Houston. It'll have to be, hey, we up tempo, we trying to push. You get to slide to the
But
shooting
Chris
guard.
Paul was also younger and more spry back then. You're not playing James Harden and Chris Paul at the same time. You can't put them on the same like on the court at the same time.
What
You
if
got
you
to stagger
play?
their minutes.
What if you play small ball? You go Paul James, Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones, and like Brook Lopez to have spacing on
So
offense. You can
so
run with that.
you're putting a 2010 machine on the bench. Like, what do
No, I'm
you do
talking.
with Ibaka Zubac? Listen, by
You
all
gotta play
means,
Brook.
feel free to bring them back to the purple and gold. I'll take them. I'll take them.
Yeah,
But
but you know they're not about to get
I
that
know they're
man
not.
up.
I know they're
And
not, but I'm just saying, like, what do you can't put Zoo on the bench because now if you're playing small ball, when you think about OKC, when you think about Denver, like they're beating you with size, they're crashing the boards. You're going to need Ivica Zubac.
but now look at now you got three bigs. You got John Collins, you got Brook Lopez, you got Zubac. These are big bodies that are athletic enough. Two of the guys can step out and shoot the three. They can play some solid defense. Like that rotation of bigs. That's why I really love this trade for the Clippers. Like Clipper Nation was screaming for it online. Go get John Collins. They knew it was going to cost them Norman Powell. Um, and they made it happen. And I really love it. Like I hate to see Norm leave because, like you said earlier, that man was playing crazy. He should have been an all-star this
Should have.
past year. He had his injury. He came back a little slower because Kawhi started to get healthier. Finished the season averaging a career high 21.8. But this piece of John Collins, they needed him more than they needed Norman Powell at this point because you can slide and play James Harden some shooting guard minutes if need be. And I'm telling you, they feel that they're the favorites to get Bradley Beal, and that's why I believe the
I'm
Clippers
Listen,
are
man.
confident.
Bradley is a bucket. Bradley is a bucket, right? He's one of the few guys that I would feel comfortable game on the line, giving him the ball. I'm going 1-4 flat, giving him the entire court. Hey man, go get us a bucket. But it's the other things that come along with Bradley Beal. Like when you look at the team chemistry, I have a source that, I have some sources inside the Phoenix building. Bradley is not always the easiest person to get along with. You know what I'm saying? Like what's important to Bradley is his bag. That's what's paramount to Bradley Beal.
I just think that he was out of place over there. Him and Devin Booker to me were always the same player, so it wasn't going to work to where with the Clippers, it will be more of all right, we got our point, we got you'll be the two, we got our three, we got John Collins at the four, and we got Zubac. It will make more sense, but it was just a great trade. Uh Breaking news. The Angels win six to
Dude,
five over the
this is an
Texas
LA show. This
Rangers.
is an LA show. LA show.
Shout out to
LA
the
County,
LA
not Orange
Angels.
County. Not Orange County. Nobody
The LA
cares, bro.
Angels with the win. Shout out
Nobody
to them.
cares.
Who knocked in the hit, man? It was a walk. It was a bases loaded. Walk leads to the Angels win. Now they are 44-46. Now they are going to make the run that I've been expecting. Shout out to the Halos.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me at the All-Star break there'll be at least one game above 500.
They will guarantee
Oh, okay.
at
Okay.
least one game.
Okay.
If they sweep the Rangers, they're gonna be solid, man. So I expect them to do their thing. Angels win. I love to see it. Shout out Joe Adele, Mike Trout, Christian Moore, all them guys over there. Or Hoppy at catcher. They finding ways to right the ship when it looked really dark
All
at
right.
one point.
So if Angels, all right, which bet do you want to take? The Angels are at least one game above 500 at the
Okay.
All-Star break, or the Angels make the playoffs.
The All-Star break. The playoffs, that's I don't want to think too far ahead. We're gonna take it a
Okay.
game
All
at
right.
a time.
Angels, if the Angels don't,
When's the
if the
All-Star
Angels are
break?
not one game above 500, you got to go baby face. That
Oh,
first episode back.
they play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So they have 6 matchups. They play the Rangers 3 more times. They play Arizona 3 more times. What's Arizona looking like? Oh yeah, this is very possible. This is
All
very
right.
possible.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see.
Let's go, Halos. Let's get it. But just to finish up with the Clipper talk, John Collins, I like to move him here in LA. Norman Powell going to Miami. Great move for both teams.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why didn't Norman Powell make the All-Star game? Why wasn't he selected as a reserve?
I have no idea, to be honest. Like he should have made it. Only James Harden made it. I have no idea. To me, it was just he should have made the All-Star team. At that point, he was averaging like 25, 26 points per game. The team was surprising everybody, and he was a key reason. Honestly, it probably was just his name. He's Norman Powell. So
I
he's looked at as a reserve.
wasn't there somebody that had made the All-Star team that was injured?
Nah, tell me about it.
Oh man, I can't. It's your guy. Your guy. It's your guy.
Kyrie Irving?
LeBron James. LeBron James. So
Okay.
that's why Norman Powell didn't make the All-Star team, but that's neither here nor
Mm.
there. LeBron James, no one wants him. The fans here in the city don't want him. According to executives around the league, no one wants to trade for him. What the heck is going on with the NBA's all-time leading scorer, second team all NBA? You know, arguably, people have him as the greatest of all time. How does this happen to where the Lakers are stuck with him for 52 million?
Because when you just said a big part of it, $52.6 million, you're 40 plus. No matter how great he is, he's 40 plus. It's like, do we only have him this one season? Can we get 2 to 3 out of him? Teams don't want to trade everything they have for a guy that's gonna want to come and control the team. Instantly, he's the biggest name on your roster. So you have to move a certain way. And he's LeBron James. He's a lot to deal with, man. And I just think that people are kind of like, I've been saying it. The NBA won't move on until he moves on. And hopefully it's sooner than later. Of course, I've been love watching his game since he was played in high school at St. Vincent St. Mary's. But now it's that time. And teams are realizing they're like, why would I trade? If you're Cleveland, why would we trade Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Max Strus, and a draft pick for a guy that's going to come 1 year and it's not even promised a championship? Because tell me this isn't a crazy stat, Elam. He hasn't won a regular season championship, meaning 82 games played since 2016. So 9 years ago. So teams are like, why would I trade all of this? And it don't even guarantee us a championship. If this was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe it's different because I know I'm going to get at least 3 years out of him. But at this age, teams are like, man, if y'all buy him out, we'll maybe do something. But nobody wants to trade for a 42-year-old guy that still is really good, meaning that he's going to demand the ball, attention, all of that is not worth sacrificing your roster for that.
It's crazy because I had somebody tell me, hey man, Brown might be going to OKC. I'm like, nah. I mean, I thought if any team would be primed and positioned to make a trade for LeBron, it would be OKC just because of the amount of assets that they have. They got first round picks from now until Jesus returns. But I just don't. LeBron cannot play off the ball, and that entire offense runs through Shea. I'm how do I say this? LeBron is going to announce his retirement like around the start of the season. This is it for him. This is it. And I'm speaking on information that was given to me by someone who is around the camp. LeBron is considering retiring. And I think it's absolutely perfect. The Lakers are not winning the championship this year by no stretch of the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
It sets things up for him to pass the baton to Luka, even though Luka has already snatched it. This is
Yep.
Luka Doncic's team.
It was AD's team before he got traded. So
AD didn't demand the ball.
yeah,
AD didn't demand everything like how
he
things
feared
are.
LeBron. That's why.
And I'm telling you, with this new ownership group, Mark Walter is not playing. He's not putting up with the stuff that Clutch, would demand. He's not making those concessions, even though Jeannie Buss is is still the figurehead. She's the governor of the team.
Governor. Yep.
Mark Walter is calling the shots. In Clutch's time, particularly in Los Angeles, if not in the NBA, is done. I'm telling you, a name to watch for if you guys do not know who the Godfather is. Bill Duffy. He is Luka Doncic's manager,
Mm-hmm.
agent.
Asian. Yep.
He's the real deal. He's the real deal. He's collaborative. He works well. He has a phenomenal reputation as
Yeah.
being one of the gentlemen in the league. He is somebody that people will capitulate to out of deference, not because they got a gun, you know what I'm saying, up to their head. I'm telling you, man, the Lakers are getting ready to come back, and hate to say it, LeBron ain't about to be part of the future too much longer.
No, yeah, and I've been saying, and you could check out my show, the Mykell Mathieu show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Um, I say it all the time on there. The Lakers won't win until he's gone. So they have to be. That's why the Lakers are in a tough spot because they're trying they're trying to win now because we have LeBron James. The man still averages 24 plus and things like that. So we got to try for a championship. But at the same time, we want to get our future set with Luka being the head guy. So the Lakers are in a tough spot. But you don't think LeBron wants to stay at least another year after this? Because the same
He's
way
not
he
going to
got
be allowed to.
the same way he got Bronny into the league, Bryce is a freshman at Arizona. You don't think he's gonna try to finesse Bryce?
Listen, it's not happening here. I guarantee you that it's not happening with the Lakers.
Clippers,
LeBron,
what about
this
the
is
Clips?
LeBron. LeBron James can either willingly go and retire, or he's going to be shown the door. This is LeBron James's last year donning purple and gold. Listen to me. I'm speaking
Yeah.
what I know.
No, and I agree with you. I think they know it's about the time. You got a young coach in JJ Redick. You want him to
I don't
not
even
have
think he's
this.
going to be around too much longer.
Nah, because he's LeBron guy. So we'll see. But yeah, it's just that time. You know what I'm saying? It's that time period to the change of guard. Just like we saw Magic return in '95, and you like, oh, is he gonna try to play some more? It's like, nah, bye Magic. Let's go get Shaq. Let's draft this Kobe kid, make something happen. It's that time to move to the Lucas show. And the rest of the league is kind of like, man, if we can get you at a cheap deal that makes sense where it don't mess up our roster, we'll do it. But it's LeBron James. Dealing with LeBron James, he's too big of a name, too
It's a
big of an
headache you don't
ego.
need.
Yeah, it's a headache people don't want to deal with, and that's what it is. But remember, you can always hit us up in the chat. Go to YouTube, The Misfits Live. You will see us live and let us know what you thought, what you guys think. I got a couple people chiming in on Instagram. We got my guy Mike C. He's talking about the Clippers are what do you say? What's the I want to get it? Clippers suck. Shaking my head. Mint saying that getting John Collins at power forward, playing that small forward or that small ball is going to help. And they talking mess about the Clippers, but remember, you can always comment. You can be a part of the show. Don't miss out on it, Elam. But before we switch gears, we got one more thing to tap in when it comes to LA sports, and it's basketball once again. The Los Angeles Sparks. They continue to struggle. They did pick up a win this weekend. They knocked off the Fever, who had no Caitlin Clark, but they sit at 6-13. Before the season, I was there. Press conference. It was like, hey, we're thinking playoffs. We don't want to hear nothing about rebuilding, building. Coach Lynn Roberts is like, we not moving like that. But that ain't what we've seen so far. Elam, what is wrong with the Los Angeles Sparks and how do you fix it?
Listen, the Sparks have this problem. They got a different chef. They are using different ingredients, but it's the same recipe and you're going to get the same dish. They
Fact.
don't rebound. They cannot defend a three. They actually just stopped communicating for like an entire quarter. I don't know what the heck is going on, where they play no defense. They can't score. And when you look at the moves that they're making in terms of letting Ari McDonald go, letting Odyssey Sims go. It makes absolutely no sense. This is how I perceive it. The Sparks ownership don't care about the Sparks. They don't give a damn. They
Mm,
treat this organization, this franchise, as if it's a tax write-off. And like from top down, there's nothing that I can point to where it's like, oh, there's a real investment in this team. We're almost a halfway through the season. I haven't seen or heard one Sparks commercial on TV or the radio. I haven't seen one Sparks billboard. I haven't seen any type of signage at a bus stop. Nothing. I have there like if I didn't know any better, like if I wasn't at the games covering the games, I wouldn't even know Los Angeles had a WNBA team.
mm.
Not like how the roster is constructed, it doesn't make any sense. Hiring Lynn Roberts when Lisa Leslie was available, when Teresa Witherspoon was available, like two coach, bringing in Lynn Roberts made absolutely no sense. But you get what you pay for. And until Mark Walters again, until he starts investing, some capital in his team, man, this is what you're gonna get.
I'm gonna attack it in a whole different way because, of course, ownership they have to be better. It is a shame that they're treating this organization like they do. They want championships. You got great players in the rafters. They have to be 100% better. Lynn Roberts, new coach. I don't know if she's in the right spot or not. If she's a college coach or pro coach, we're gonna find out. But you got to put some onus on the players, right? And you went out, you traded the second overall pick for Kelsey Plum, and Kelsey Plum was somebody who came in and said, "Hey, I want to prove." She made the All Star team, but I want to prove that I'm a number one. Like with the Aces, I was kind of any given night I can be the number four, or I can have a great game and be the number one. But it wasn't that everyday pressure of being a number one. And she has kind of been underwhelming with her efficiency, uh, turning over the ball, and just kind of doing too much to where I hate that they let go of Odyssey Sims, but I do like the return of Julie Alaman. I believe that she gives them a real and true point guard that now Kelsey Plum can focus solely on scoring. We don't need too many assists from you. We need you to be in attack mode, looking to get buckets and letting somebody else initiate offense and things like that. I like the Julie Van Loo pickup. She averaged 7 points last year for the Mystics. She's a dead eye shooter, and this team struggles. When they shoot 40% or better from three, they've won every game. Whenever they
That's
shot
every team in the
any
W, bro.
any
That's
game
that's
less,
every team in the W.
no, yeah, but that's something that's like spark for them. It matches every game. Some of the teams they have outliers. There's no outliers for the Sparks. So I like Julie Van Loo, and then getting healthy. Like they can't control their health. Cameron Brink still in the back. Ray Burrell was out the first 35 seconds of it all. Rakia has missed games because of concussion. Odyssey Sims, who they let go, missed games because of family or mental health issues. So that's some stuff that you can't really predict is going to happen to your season. But now they're getting healthy.
You you
Cameron Brink should be back soon. Like they're putting together some things, but it's to me it's on the players to
you
show up
you
and hoop.
sound like Sparks fans, bro. Every year it's the same thing. Every year, all I hear
But
is people
hey,
pointing
they're
toward
cursed.
all I hear is people pointing towards injuries. Every year. Oh, well, when we get healthy, we'll do this. When was the last time? Please tell me that the Sparks had a healthy season.
Yeah,
2016,
yeah.
2017, 2018.
2020, last time they made the playoffs, which was a bubble, the wobble year. Um, but no, I just think that the pieces they have set are nice pieces. They just need Ray Burrell to stay healthy. They need Cameron Brink to come back and be that defensive force. And I hate to say this because you might think I'm a homer, but how the bottom of the league is set up, that if they
They're
can just beat
currently
up,
in fourth, bro. They're currently fourth. They're
no, in,
currently fourth.
in the Western Conference, but in the entire playoffs, they're like 10th. So they're only like 2.5 back from the 8 seed, which that's all you have to be in the playoffs. So if the players can pick it up, Kelsey Plum can be better. Julie Alamon, who friend of the show, Reagan Peebley, the GM over there, was raving about to us, sitting at the table eating with us. She has to come and ball, and her and Julie Van Loo are coming off of winning the EuroLeague championship. So hopefully some of that good juju can come over. Ray Burrell has to come in and be that prototypical 3-and-D player. But the key is if Cameron Brink can come back and be solid, the Sparks have a chance to creep and sneak into that 8 spot. They won't go nowhere higher. But if it's going to be on the players. If they want fans to come, y'all need to go out there and hoop and win, and that will make people support the
That's
Sparks.
not. Listen, I keep saying, man, the Sparks need a draw that's going to compel the organization to really invest. Part of me, this is a pipe dream. Maybe they have this master plan on tanking for Juju, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. I think, playing through Rakia and Azare is starting to open things up offensively for other people. But Rakia hasn't shown me consistently that she is able to create for herself, right? She's yet to become a 3-level scorer. So there's still some growth. My thing was and will continue to be, if this is where the Sparks are, then invest in youth. Invest in
No,
it.
I'm with that. Yeah.
Amass as many, first round picks as you can. Trade De'Erica Hamby, trade Kelsey Plum, trade Azare, and build through Cameron Brink, Ray Burrell, and Rakia Jackson. Why they opted to, trade the number 2 pick for Kelsey Plum completely baffles me, because Kelsey Plum is a player that you acquire when she's going to put you over the hump. The Sparks are so far away from that.
But they thought that they were close to the 7, 6, 7, 8 seed spot, which Cameron Brink, they thought, they're like, when she gets back, we saw what she did in her 6, 7 game sample. If she can bring that back with the improving Rakia.
Sample isn't an entire season, man.
No, yeah. But that, from what I heard from my sources, is that was the ownership call of, hey, we want to try to get people, we want to try to win some games so that people can show up. If we continue to lose and have these young pieces, nobody know. Like, if they got the first pick, Paige Beckers was the pick, from what I was told. Like, there was no other way. It was going to be Paige Beckers. But once they got 2, it was like, let's go get a vet like Kelsey Plum, who's from the area, who wants to come here and see if we can get into the playoffs. So that's just what I heard. But
do you think KP is staying past this season?
if she might want to live in LA. If the team just looks like, bro, they stink, they're not going to grow at all next season or whatever, she's out of there. But with the money increase, and if Cameron Brink is the X factor, because she comes back and she's playing well and she's looking like one of the best defensive bigs, knocking down some open shots, and she's looking really good. That's going to have KP like, hey, I like what they got over there with Rakia, with Cam, and I want to be there a little longer. And that may make other free agents say, I get to live in LA. The stars are showing up to the games. They got this piece in Cameron Brink, the special Rakia Jackson. Like, I think I need to be over there. So it's to me, it's on the player. I know it's ownership and stuff like that. I'm with you with that, but it's on the players. Y'all got to come out there, do your job, make shots, get stops, and look good. And that's how you're going to get people to start to buy in.
I think, outside of ownership, man, I put the blame on the fans. Until fans start demanding more, and I'm talking about pounding the table.
They're not there. They're not there enough. You got DJ Tracy. Say they ain't there enough. You got DJ Tracy Tree screaming for it, but it's just her. It ain't, so it is what it is, man. But hopefully Sparks can figure it out, because I would love to cover some WNBA playoff games.
It's okay, man. I'm waiting for the we are in prime position for the Juju Watkins.
I'm with that.
So as long as we as long as we are in a position to draft Juju Watkins, man, all of this is gonna be a moot point.
Hey, our guy Mike, one of the top photographers in the game, he said, "Can he be a guest?" Because he said the Sparks are underwhelming. Coach needs to go. The Knicks are the Lynx are BTA on Wednesday or camp day, uh, which is going to be interesting. But he wants to tap in with us. Mike, you could join us anytime, my brother.
Anytime, brother.
Just,
Anytime, man.
just
Hey,
let me know
y'all
when.
go check out Mike's Instagram page,
Insta. Oh,
man.
he
Dude
popping.
like legit is a legit photographer. Like
Yeah.
he's the truth.
It, Mikeec. My guy Mike C does his thing out there. But we're gonna always have you covered here with the Misfits when it comes to LA sports shows and LA sports talk. But we got to take you away from LA because there's a big, beautiful country here that we live in called the United States. And we got to talk about some United States, USA soccer, and it didn't go as well as most thought it would be, as Mexico knocks off the USA 2-1 for the nation's 10th Gold Cup title. Hey, Elam, I watched the entire game, and that quick score by the USA, I'm like, oh, are they about to get this dub? And it did not happen.
I know you're not
Uh,
surprised, bro. This is America, bro. This is American soccer.
okay.
Early leads don't mean nothing.
Diddly poo.
Yeah, dilly poo, right?
Yeah.
Uh when you look at how the pipeline is set up and you look at the countries that actually are good, America, they're not in the hood enough. They're not going to go get these poor
Mm-mm.
kids, and putting them in position to change not only their life but the lives of their families. Like if they really wanted to be good, America could be good, but with this
The-
this AYSO pay for play like system, this is what we're going to get. I'm not surprised, man. America sucks at soccer. That's not our it's not our
so my
sport.
question to you, um, will they ever be great? Like,
No,
will we ever
no,
look up and be like, yo,
no,
the USA
no,
is in the final
no,
four
no.
of the World Cup? Like, will they ever be a contender? Will the USA ever take it serious enough?
Well, put me at the helm. I'll be in the project everywhere, scouting, getting the quickest, shiftiest little messies around. But until that happens, man, as long as this is a middle class sport, we gonna get middle class results. We gonna be a middle of the pack, country. And the craziest thing is the World Cup is here next year, so we
Yeah.
we automatically are in it. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect too much. I'm just here for the
I,
fans. I'm
yeah.
here for the chance in the fights, man. That's what I'm here for.
And I just be wondering, like, what will it take for them? Because I know we have a lot going on here in the States. Like, you got football as a top sport, you got basketball, you got baseball, you got hockey. Like, so many great athletes are playing other sports to where these other countries, soccer is number one. So they're getting the best of the best athletes. Um, but what can soccer do to steal away some of these young
Gotta
African
go to
American
the hood.
players? No,
You got
shout out
like
to
that's it.
shout out to my little cousin Osiris. I'm gonna have to send this to him. He gonna be little like 5 or 6 year old. Love soccer to death. I can't give him the dribble of basketball, but he's a soccer guy. So I'm wondering, is that like you said, is that what they're gonna have to do? Like go to the hood. Let's go find some Tyreek Hill type guys. Let's go find some LeBron like athletes to put at goalie and striker and things like that because you watch for years, like just growing as a sports fan here in America, and I would see so much of TV how they're trying to get themselves to that level, but never can. So I'm like, man, like this is crazy.
Man, look, all you have to do is get either the US men's national team or MLS to erect dream fields, just like the Dodgers do around the city.
Yeah.
They find dilapidated baseball fields, pour in a little bit of money, fix the infield, fix the grass, and then next thing you know, like the kids are out there playing. That's what
Yep.
soccer needs. And
Hmm.
I think it's like New York, LA, Chicago, Miami, Portland, Kansas City. Like you got enough big cities. No, stop it, bro.
My
No,
fault. You
no
said
one cares
Kansas
about that
City.
right now.
You
But
said
you have
Kansas City.
enough big cities, you know what I'm saying, across the country to where you can invest and build these hubs to where young people can come and play.
Mm.
Like I know one of the things that was big when I was, hooping growing up was Friday night lights. Like you can go to the park at 1 o'clock in the morning, the gym was open. So I'm in there
Yeah.
running. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Hmm.
that's what we kind of need in inner cities. Put
And
up some
soccer
lights,
is
let kids come play,
yeah.
till 5 o'clock in the morning.
And soccer is so easy because all you need is a ball and nets,
And
and you're
people,
good.
that's
You
it.
know, people. Yep. So we'll see, man. Once again, you can always hit us up in the comments. The Misfits Live on YouTube. Let us know, what do you guys think? Will USA soccer ever be top tier? Like I'm not sure about it. But shout out guy Mike. He said after summer league, he is tapping in with the Misfits. So that's gonna be his on camera debut, baby.
Thank you.
Uh, so that's gonna be live. Shout out to my guy Mike C. But we gotta switch gears. We gotta go back, step back a little bit, step back like James Harden for three. Um, Angel Reese, the WNBA All Star game. She was selected as a reserve, well deserving. Um, what's your thoughts on just the whole Angel Reese thing, the All Star game? I'm happy for Nneka Ogwumike, former Spark, 10-time WNBA All Star. Well deserved. Shout out Caitlin Clark, of course. She gets in because the fans love her.
As a
But
captain, right? As a captain.
yeah, as a captain. But to be honest, I don't even know if she an all-star this year. But that's a whole nother
Yeah,
topic.
she's been playing
Uh
like Poochies.
yeah,
Like it,
5 turnovers a game. Like that's
listen,
crazy.
she's playing like Poochies. I think if I'm looking at either one of those two, Andrew Reese or Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese actually deserves to
Yeah.
be a all-star this year. She's killing on the board. I want to
Mhm.
say the past 4 or 5 games, she's averaging like 19, 20, and like 15. Listen, she's balling, right?
Yeah.
I think it's good for the cachet of the league to have Angel and Caitlin at the All-Star game. That way, you got all eyes on it. I can't wait. Well, I don't think Caitlin is going to be playing, but if Caitlin and Angel Reese are switched onto one another, like I think that's
She
prime
she
time
should be
television.
playing. I don't see why I know she's dealing with some injuries, but Um, hopefully she gets out there. Like if I'm the WA, give us at least 15 minutes if you can, because her injury right now, I don't believe it's her legs or anything. So if she can give you something, man, she has to. But yeah, you want to see the stars of stars in it. That's why Angel Reese has to be. I know her team is 5-12, but it's not all her fault. She needs some help over there. But yeah, they need all of the good press and a little bit of negative press, any type of press with the WNBA. And to see Angel Reese there, Caitlin Clark, if you can have, I don't know if they're going to do East West or however they're going to draft these teams. Hopefully they don't play with each other. Like you said, I want to see them guard each other. I want to see them at each other's neck,
Listen,
and that'll
listen.
be fun.
I need the WNBA to make this a spectacle. All right.
Man,
I know I'm about to get a whole bunch of hate mail.
eight and
Listen,
a half.
drop the rim to 8 feet and go crazy on the dunk contest. Just do it. Just humor us. Either that
Man.
or all these trolls that are in comments on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, dox them, find out where they live, where they
Mm-hmm.
work, and have them come play against some of the WNBA players to see how they fare. Like that, I think that would be like prime time television right there. It's like, oh, you got so much to say about how these women can't do X, Y, and Z. Okay, you think you can compete? All right, come on, come show us.
Go play them. That'll be. They
That
wouldn't
would
do
be
that because if
great.
if they lose, they'd be like, see, y'all ain't, you know what I'm saying? So they wouldn't. But I've always said, try the lower rims. It's the All-Star game. Just see what it looks like. See what the product looks like. You know, people say it's a throw off your shooting. If you can shoot, you know how to shoot no matter what size the court is. You know what I'm saying? I feel I'm a pretty good shooter. I can shoot on a small court, 10 feet court, 12 feet. I'm knocking them down. So just play, get the dunk. They're only missing one thing from their game, and
Dunk.
that is dunks. If
That's
they
it.
can somehow incorporate that into their game, it may bring. Imagine Angel Reese posterizing Caitlin Clark. What type of press that will get? You know what
Crazy.
I'm saying? It will
Crazy.
be crazy. It'll be number one on ESPN Sports Center. It'll be number one on the Misfits Live.
Or
It
just
will be number one.
Enrique Agumawale crossing somebody up, going through the lane, and just tomahawking on somebody. What? Oh
Throwing a
man,
lob to Paige Beckers for the dunk.
come
Like
on, man. Come on, man.
WNBA, try it. Let's see what happened. But I'm
But
happy they did.
I also think there's an opportunity for them to, incorporate a little bit of fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like who has
Oh
the
yeah,
hottest, tunnel fit.
they
You
should
know,
have that. It should be an award given for that.
Yeah, like everything, the things that make the W, I think they gotta lean into it. They have to lean into it.
Yep.
I remember having a conversation with somebody on this show about a certain Satu Sabali, and they were telling me that she
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
all that.
That wasn't me. That was DJ
Oh,
Treese.
okay.
I
Oh,
always believe Satu had game, and they add Dewana Bonner over there with her and Alyssa Thomas. Like they gonna be crazy over there with the Mercury. But I'm looking forward to the All Star game. It's in Indiana. I don't know how much that helps it, but I
it don't
think
help at all. That's
yeah,
that's the
I think the
that's the
WNBA
land of the
should be in
clan.
four. It should be in four places until the league grows where it's going to grow. LA, Vegas, New York, and maybe Dallas.
Miami,
But they don't have a team in
summer
Miami.
don't matter.
Just
Summertime
put
in
it.
Miami,
Okay, Miami. Yeah, Miami. Those should be the only four places so they can get people to show up, get people to support. It will be really dope. But maybe we're just out of our minds and we don't know what we're talking about. Just like a friend of the show, one time guest on one of my shows, Courtside Radio, Paul Pierce came out and said, "Hey, looking at the criteria, if you're looking at Kevin Durant, I am the all time guy when it comes to scoring." He mentioned that he's better than. He said he's a more pure scorer than Michael Jordan. He's a more pure scorer than Allen Iverson. He's a more pure scorer than Kevin Durant, more pure scorer than Steph Curry and James Harden, as well as LeBron James. You see, he didn't dare mention Mamba, but he's like, yo, when it comes to that, like if you talking offense, like I had everything. T Mac, he said he's a better scorer than because of the conversation came from that. Is Paul Pierce an all-time scorer, Elam? And I want us to see where we defer or if we agree. What are your top five pure scorers of all time when it comes to the game of basketball? Come on, son. So the truth is
and I
lying?
put it in Celtics green so he can, what I'm saying, identify with it. Man, and Paul Pierce isn't a top 5 scorer in college. What are you talking about, man? Talking he when you compare yourself to Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you're not even mentioning the same breath, dude. Mykell,
Man.
I got a question for you. Can
Yes, sir.
you name just on points
Mhm.
per game, if we're going to define a walking bucket, to me,
Yeah.
that means that you consistently get buckets. Regardless of the defense play, regardless of who's defending you,
Mhm.
can you name the top 10 scorers in NBA history?
The top 10. I know Mike. You talking about points per game. Michael
Points
Jordan.
per game.
Is Michael Jordan one of them?
Numero uno. Bad. GOAT status.
Um, LeBron James?
LeBron James is numero ocho, number 8. He's not even top
Oh,
5.
he's number 8. Wow. Kareem.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. No, he is not in the top 10.
Wow. Will Chamberlain has to be on there.
Number 2, numero dos.
Let's see. Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor. 5 fingers to the face, number 5.
Number 5. Okay. Let me see. Because you got to think about totality of their career and them
No, this
scoring
is
at a
points
high.
per game.
Yeah, points
So,
per game. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it couldn't have dipped. Jerry West, is he up there?
Jerry West, number 7, above LeBron James.
Wow. Let's see. Who was some elite? George Gervin, is he there?
George Gervin, number 14. No, he is not in the top 10.
Oh, so it's including the young guys too. Luka Doncic has to be on there.
Luka Trace, number 3.
Damn, that's crazy. But he hasn't gotten old yet. Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid, number 4.
Now I gotta think.
So we
Now I
got the
really
top
gotta.
5. Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Elgin Baylor. We got number 7 and 8, Jerry West, LeBron James. So we're missing 6, 9, and 10.
Allen Iverson has to be on there because he
Allen
from rookie
Iverson,
year.
number 9. Number
Okay.
9.
Kevin Durant,
Number 6.
number 10. This is the only one I will not get number 10. I cannot think of because Kobe had that
He was a
drought.
Hawk. I'll help you. I'll throw you a lob. He was a Hawk.
Let's see. It wasn't Dominique. He wasn't that dominant for very long. So I
St.
gotta
Louis
go
Hawk.
older. Oh, older player.
St. Louis
Oh,
Hawk.
Bob Pettit. That's a
Bob Pettit.
throwback.
Bob
Bob
Pettit.
Pettit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now we're talking top 10. I didn't hear Paul Pierce anywhere.
No, he's not even
Guess
close.
what?
Where is he ranked?
If you go top 25, you not gonna find Paul Pierce's name. So I don't understand what he's talking about in terms of him being a more pure scorer.
But
No,
he's looking at it, and this is when I talk the game of basketball, how I look at top pure scores. You look at the many ways they can score. Yes, efficiency is one of it, but it's not the end all be all because some guys are just bigger and taller, so they score at the rim more than the other guys. So their efficiency looks a little better. But as long as you're shooting like 42% and above, to me, you are efficient. If you shoot 8 for 20 in a game, I can take that because say if you make 3 or 4 threes with your twos and then you get to the line, like great scorers not only can score buckets from the 3, from mid-range and at the rim, but they get to the foul line as well, and that adds to the score. That's why a guy like Shea is such a great scorer today. But if I had to choose top 5, I watched them play, I saw the productivity of them doing it, and I want you to come up with yours as well, Elam. The list that I came up of the top 5 pure scores, they score in the most ways. They were so unstoppable. They were tough. And these are just the ones that I seen. Like I didn't watch Bob Pettit play. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't really have bigs in mind because they can't shoot threes. They can't do a lot of the ball handling stuff. They score around the rim and they're dominant that way. So I don't even have Will Chamberlain in mind. I'm just talking about pure scoring
that we have seen in our lifetime.
Yeah, that we've seen in our lifetime.
Okay.
So number 1 for me is Kobe Bryant. He can score in every way. He took everything MJ did, but enhanced it, doing it against better athletes in the dead ball era where team was scoring 92, 95 points a game. The man was coming out averaging 35 in the season when his team only averaged like 96 points, which is crazy in that era where it wasn't no spacing and it wasn't a bunch of three-point shooting. He's number 1. Number 2, Michael Jordan. He's MJ. Him at his peak. I seen him, even when he was older, still leading the league in scoring. The guy had everything. 3 dribbles, I'm killing you. Number 3, Kevin Durant. He's that guy when you look at efficiency, like Of course he's gonna be efficient. He's 7 foot. Nobody can challenge that shot. It's just whether you make or miss it. Only thing I think he's missing is that will to, like Kobe and Jordan had, like, I'm about to score 60, 70 on you because I'm gonna keep attacking relentlessly. He said it on the game podcast, like, I kind of take what's given, I don't overforce. Great score to me, even force it because I need to make sure my team win. So that's why I have him at 3. At 4, I got James Harden. Um, got to the line like crazy. The step back threes, the Euro. That dude averaged 37 a game. A lot of the NBA today mimics his game. As much as Steph has changed the game with shooting threes, the ball, the one-on-one, the ball handling, the step backs, the Euro, the drawing fouls, a lot of that is LeBron James. And then number 5, um, it's damn near a 3-way tie for me. I got I got T Mac, I got Carmelo Anthony. Dudes that can get buckets many different ways. Um, and that would be it right there. That's my group right there of scores. And then I would have like LeBron after that. But those are my, if I had to choose from those 3 guys, I probably would go T Mac just because he's bigger than AI. He could do everything that Kobe could. Um, just not as explosive. And Kobe added way more to his bag because he stayed healthier. But that'd be
I
my 5.
there are some names that I cannot believe that you left off this list. Number 1, he played in a tougher era where they actually beat players up. You talked about no spacing. He was the quintessential mid-range merchant. He is the GOAT. 6-time NBA champion.
Okay.
6-time finals MVP. I want to say 11-time NBA leading scorer. You know what I'm saying? Scoring
Yeah.
titles.
Hmm.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Okay, that's your one. I
Michael
like it.
Jeffrey Jordan. Greatest scorer that I have ever seen. Now, number 2 is Kobe Bean Bryant.
Okay.
He took what Mike did and enhanced it. I think he is far more skilled, right? He has more skills. He had, I think, better footwork, better post game. He was
Handle.
a better 3-point shooter, but the game was starting to evolve. But I love Kobe at number 2. My number 3, our first 3 were pretty much the same, bro. KD,
Okay. Okay.
7-footer, 3-level scorer, can do any and everything. Uh, I dare you to try to throw any type of defense at him. He could beat it. Number 4, man,
Okay.
I was surprised you did not include Wardell Steph Curry, bro.
Wow.
We're talking about just when he gets going, Steph, he's an avalanche all unto himself. So let like 1 or 2 threes go in. Um, they're throwing 2, 3 at him, and the dude can finish with either hand, left, right, floater. He's not as adept as a Kyrie Irving, you know what I'm saying, at finishing at the rim, but
Mm-hmm.
that 3 just opens up so much. And then my number 5, man, I was sitting up here debating. My honorable mention is Hakeem Olajuwon because
Mm.
there wasn't anybody in the league that could stop him from doing what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta give some love to my pale brothers. Larry the Legend Bird.
Wow. Okay.
So clean, so
I like
mean,
it.
so sick. He was playing, I want to say, against the Atlanta Hawks, scored 40 with his left hand. He said he was saving his right hand for the Lakers. And then went off and scored 40 against the Lakers the next
Yeah.
game. Larry Bird was an issue. I think Larry Bird is criminally underrated when it comes to conversations about like the pantheon of greatness. I think because so many, unless you were born in the 80s, you know what I'm saying, and you had access to VHS tapes, nobody is really checking Larry Bird. He wasn't
Mm.
overly athletic, but you're talking about a four-time MVP. Like,
Yeah.
the dude was legit. And I want to say when Larry first came into the league, there was no 3-pointer. Larry was so cold. So cold. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. He
His
shows
first
up to
year.
a 3-point. He shows up to a 3-point contest. Didn't take off his warm-ups. He was like, man, who's
Who come
competing
in
for
second
second place?
place?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And walked off, like hit him with a Steph Curry before Steph Curry. Larry Bird needs to be in the conversation, man.
No, yeah, and I like to mention the Bird. The only reason why I didn't have Steph was most of those guys I chose were bigger than him, and they can do a little more. Like I feel because of the size advantage, Steph doesn't have a post game. Kyrie is about his size and does. T Mac, KD, MJ, Kobe, they have post games that they can go to. And I just think James Harden is bigger, stronger, does more things. Larry
But see,
Legend,
James, he hunts a lot. He built a reputation on hunting fouls. I don't necessarily
that's a skill.
understand that's how the game,
Yeah.
was starting to transition. But if we're on a blacktop, bro, and you hunting for fouls, bro, it's only so long before I swing on you. So
Hey,
I
if he
couldn't
call,
agree.
if long as he making it an and one, he good. But yeah, I do think that Larry is one of the slept on scorers when you think about the game. But yeah, I like AI, I like T Mac, I like Carmelo. Is somebody that has all of that as well. And Shea is a guy that's on the come up, but he ain't
Yeah,
there yet.
yeah,
But Paul
yeah.
Pierce, shout out to Paul Pierce, man,
Paul
because
Pierce, listen, bro. Paul Pierce isn't a better scorer than Kiki Vandeweghe.
oh my gosh, that's disrespectful. Uh
If you think I'm lying, check the check the
No,
check
I
the
know
check the
Kiki
list.
had some
Check the
stats,
list.
but shout out to Paul Pierce, my guy. The reason why I'm a Kansas Jayhawk fan, uh, you wasn't no all-time scorer. You had a lot to your game. I gotta respect it, but you weren't an all-time scorer, man. We gonna leave it at that. Um, we gotta take you away from the sports world. Here with the Misfits, we are more than just sports guys. We are tapped in with the culture. We see what's going on outside with this world. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in right now. Facebook Live, LinkedIn, on the YouTube page, on Eric's X, on my X, Instagram Live. Appreciate you guys, but we ain't done. We almost to the finish line, but we ain't quite done. Hey, my guy Drizzy Drake was in the news, baby, doing his streamer thing. Elam, like we got to talk about that. My boy Drake is getting us ready for his
Ice.
Iceman album, and he dropped 2 fire tracks on there. One of them isn't officially dropped; you just heard it.
You thought they were fired.
But the other one, what did I miss? He didn't miss with this record, Elam. I'll let you get your take on it first because you clearly feel a different way. But Drake did
We
his
talking
thing.
about the same Jersey Drake that has no definition in his biceps, his torso, but he's got these perfectly chiseled 300 abs, right? We talking about that guy, the guy that was rapping poolside with all these guns. He's a tough guy now. Come on, man. I don't believe Drake. He's a clown to me. On the stream, he's flipping up his Toronto accent and talking like himself. Drake is a middle-aged man who has no identity, man. He's a chameleon. You know what I'm saying? And my issue with people like that is like you never really get a grasp of who they are. Drake doesn't talk about anything of note in his raps, bro. He's still talking about being hurt. He's shooting on LeBron. He's shooting on everybody from the pop out and the whole beef with Kendrick. And it's like you keep stirring it up, bro. You keep
But
taking
isn't
these
that isn't
subliminal
that
shots
what
at
we?
Kendrick, bro. Like he's going to come back and just ether you again. Like move on, bro.
But isn't that what we asked for him? It was kind of like because you know me, as much I'm a fan of Drake. I know that Kendrick washed him, destroyed him. I really hate this lawsuit. I wish he would let it die, but it don't look like it. But I figure in Iceman, like he talked about like the song title, what did I miss? Like, how did I not see these dudes that would switch up on me? You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about it. And I love the record. I think that is dope. I don't overgas it like a lot of these Drake stands who are they going to that TLC bar that he said and acting like it's the greatest bar we've heard in years. I'm not off the cliff like that, but I do rate it like a 7.58 as a song. I think that it's a cool little, like it's a cool little vibe. It's not for the clubs or anything like that. You know what it is? When you think of an album, track number like 5, 6, or 7, you throw what did I miss there, and you vibing with it. You like, oh, this pretty dope right here. And he did his thing. Like the bars aren't crazy, but he's talking about a little bit of something. He's sending his shot at LeBron, letting you know about that. He's talking about Rick Ross getting smacked up when he came to Toronto. And he's talking about like, what did I miss once again when it comes to these guys? How did I not see that they would flip up on me so much? Like I done gave y'all hit records. I done put y'all on shows. I done did all of that. He's talking about it a little bit with this record. So
Instead,
I'm not
instead
hating on it.
instead of studio time, I think Drake would be better suited for therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Ben
Shout
is,
out to
hey,
our producer Ben. It's
Ben is
like
a
I'm not
hater.
sure I've ever agreed with the Mykell music tape.
Ben is a hater,
Yeah,
bro.
you know ball, but you don't know music, bro. This is. I mean, this is more status quo for Drake, man. This is on par with who he is. You know, I think he has figured out the formula of making, as you put it, bops. But I'm a backpacker at heart, bro. So I need lyrics, bro. I need lyrical dexterity. I need content. I need rewindability. And I heard the song.
This was the blend.
There's nothing that I heard that made me like, oh, let me play that again, or what did he say? It's Drake, man. Like it's something that you play in the elevator. This is elevator music.
And somebody on IG said, man, Eric into them uncle raps. Bro, he into them unk raps. But my guy Jude, what's up, Jude? Mr.
Chef,
Reynolds.
the
He said
chef.
Iceman is a wild name at this moment. Yeah, Iceman is a crazy
Ooh,
name at this
yeah.
moment. And then if
Especially
you know the character Iceman, you know what he ended up coming out as after
yeah, yeah,
uh
yeah.
after a while. So
Very apropos.
yeah, but I think I'm hoping he gives us more, he leans more into this vibe than going back to some pop records, like just rapping about stuff. And
I
he
don't like
always gonna
tough
have a
guy.
little,
Gone.
huh?
No, I said I don't like tough guy Drake, bro. Like it just makes
Oh,
me
I,
laugh.
I never believed it. So it's just a part of, at the end of the day, rap is like WWE sometimes. Some of these dudes is rapping stuff that they have no business of saying because it ain't them. But if you know how to do it in a tight way, it can hit for some people. The whole guns thing, I'm not even talking about that. That was just clown business right there. I'm just talking about the song without the video. I just think it's a dope song. It's something I've listened to it a few times. I done thrown it in the rotation. It's a cool little vibe for me. Uh, and he's actually talking about some things. And I'm just hoping that this is, hey, I am leaning towards this. After giving us this full R&B album with Party Next Door, I want to get back to raps and let people know I can spit, right? I've been locked in with Drake since Room for Improvement, where it was full on backpack, and then comeback season when he started throwing in a little bit more of the singing, but it was still mostly rap. I want him to get back to that and prove to people why I'm one of the best in the rap game, not just because I rap, not just because I can make bops and melodies and sing, but also because I can rap. And this is leaning more towards that. That's why I'm a fan of it.
I don't know. You like Drake, like you actually like him.
Yeah,
I just
Drake
think
got
he's a manufactured, contrived artist. I I mean, can he make hits? Yes. I cannot detract and take that away, but do I think he's I don't put him in the top 25 spitters. Like Drake is
no, me neither. Me
no.
neither. It's hard to do it because of the ghostwriting. But he got some
That
songs.
that's that's the reason. If
No, yeah.
once I found out that he did not write his own stuff, I'm like, bro, like get like we
But
can't
he
even
has
have this conversation.
for me, he has some songs that I'm like, yo, if this Drake writing, like he can spit. And I heard him from way back. So I know he can rap. It's just I think he kind of got caught up in the making hits, right? Where he started to look past the lyrics. And then he was invited to a lot of people don't know this. He was invited and came down to the detox when they had their camps for detox. He was there writing stuff for Dre. And he saw how Dre did it. Like, dang, Dre done invited all these people out to write for him, and he gonna pick the best stuff. Drake started doing that too after he got on and got famous,
But
and it
see,
led to all of the
knowing
nonsense with the
knowing
ghostwriting.
knowing that you have ghostwriters, I never thought Dre was an MC. Like I've
Oh yeah,
always known Dre has always had people
hmm
write for him. But you're talking about, Drake used to be able to spit. I wasn't introduced to that Drake. So it puts everything in question for me.
What's the
That's like
first
this
project you heard Drake?
successful. I just want to be
Oh, so far gone.
successful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so far
So
gone.
that was
Okay,
that was like the first Drake song that I had heard. But
okay.
outside of that, man, I'm just like,
Hey,
it's
I'm gonna tell
hard
you
for me to
this.
wrap my mind around it, bro.
When we would hit Carson and go to the Red Room, TDE, they had the
Mhm.
little Drake poster. Top had the Drake poster on the wall. He would tell the guys, "Hey, this is what we trying to get." So he motivated. You listen to some Absol, he always shout out like he would mention Drake and stuff like that. Even Kendrick would mention Cole and Drake. But I'm really looking forward to this Iceman album. I really think that it has to be damn near a hip hop classic for the hip hop community to really fully embrace Drake again. With this loss to Kendrick and this lawsuit, people are like, we really need to hear some hip hop. If you give us an album like Views, which I think Views was a great album,
Views
but it's
was
too,
terrible. Oh
it's too much. It's too much. But I know where you coming from when you got that hip hop ear, you just like, I just want to hear raps. It didn't give you all of that because it gave you the dance hall music, the Afro beats. It gave you singing and all of that. But it's a good listen, and that's what he gives you. Just like I told you about Kendrick when I was like, yo, I need a West Coast classic for Kendrick for me to put him to another echelon. He did that. That's why he gets all the love and praise from me. I need Drake to do a solely hip hop, like 12, 14 tracks, all rap tracks that is all hip hop, no singing. Like, of course, you can have some melodies on your records, but I don't need no interludes with people singing. I don't need no singing tracks. I don't need no dance hall or Afro beats. I just need all raps. And that
listen,
will, for
the
me,
only
put Drake
the
into
only
another light.
way the only way Drake redeems himself is he's got to showcase depth. He's got to showcase
Yeah.
growth. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? You're talking about a hip hop classic. You need like a primo beat. You need a Alchemist beat. You need a beat
hmm
from freaking I don't know, Boy Wonder, No ID. Like you got a Kanye beat. You got to show like okay, I can actually spit on everything. But again, knowing that he doesn't write his own rhymes, I'm already going to question it. Like, did he? Yeah, this was dope, but did he write that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
He's so much like LeBron, bro. Like he's so much like
I didn't
LeBron.
want to say it. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want
Uh,
to be. I didn't
his
want to be a
fans,
representative.
his fans are like LeBron. Reason why people get on LeBron so much because his fans were pushing this GOAT talk for so long. Same thing with Drake. Drake's fans were pushing best rapper alive for so long that people start questioning, like, bro, he ain't even really spitting like that. And that's why some people go against him um, when it comes to that. And a lot of it is, I realized this during the battle. I ain't even gonna say fans because I'm a fan. His stands were the ones out here talking best rapper talk, where it's like, no, he's best hip hop artist like a Kanye, where Kanye, you could say, is the best hip hop artist of his time with the classic albums and the music and stuff that he made, but he don't write all his raps. And when he do, the raps aren't overly incredible. Drake is more in that lane. But once you start saying best rapper, that's when you competing with the Kendricks, Cole, Nas, Jay-Z's. KRS, Cube, all those guys, and I just don't think he's up to par with those guys. But I'm looking forward to Iceman. I think it's
Man,
gonna be
I
fire.
just this is just me. I think Lauryn Hill has a better pen than Drake. And that's like
You're
God
right.
honest. You know, I don't I think You God has a better pen than Drake. And a lot of people don't even think You God is one of the best, you know what I'm saying, MCs in Wu-Tang. Listen to me, dude. There's
And
nothing about Drake, huh?
not because when you some rappers are incredible rappers, but now can you rap incredibly and
But see,
make good music?
this is the thing with Drake, and I've been saying this for years. Drake would see a wave coming, he would hear something, he would again be a chameleon. Okay, let me change my colors and ride on the beat like this. And then it's
Hmm.
like, okay, the person that had built that wave, built that momentum. Drake came and sucked all the air out the room, and now that artist doesn't have anything. That's who Drake is to me. Drake is a vulture. He's gonna circle.
Okay.
He's gonna see how I could pick the carcass. Once I do that, I'm up out of here. But I don't expect too much out of Drake. When he drops Iceman, I'll listen to it just so I can
Okay.
be abreast of the
We might
culture,
have
like
to have
okay, what's going on. But I don't expect too much.
we might have to do a listening party, man. The Misfits
Let's do it.
Iceman
Matter of fact,
listening
let's
party.
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. But hey, keeping it hip hop, just before we switch gears, shout out to Eclipse. They got their album coming out this Friday. Looking forward to it. Pusha T, Malice. What an incredible rollout. Like, I think that they kind of, we're in an era of lately where people just drop the album, but they've done so incredibly on their rollout. I think even Drake is like, yo, I need to get to my rollout as well because that can help your sales. That can help bring more attention instead of
Create a
just
better
dropping it.
buzz.
Yeah, creative. And they have done a master class of doing it. And that's why I think Drake did what he did with this episode of the Iceman dropping on YouTube. So hopefully, um, we see more rollouts, man, of people because then you get interviews, you get stuff like this, like it's really fire. But hey, I'll let you spearhead this final topic for us, Elan, before we get out of here today.
So, I just wanted to bring up, man, something really miffed me. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Epstein, man, right? The FBI, the DOJ, they released yesterday that there was no evidence that Jeff Epstein had a client list. No one was trafficked, and that he did commit suicide. Craziest part to me, just months ago, Pam Bondi had said that she had the list on her desk. So, what's your take from all of this, man? What's your position?
Nah, man, just when it comes to the things of this country, anything goes. Um, it's kind of like when you look at the whole Diddy situation. Sometimes you feel like you do something against a certain group or a certain group of people, and you start to the relationship changes. So then all these things rain down on you, whether true or not. That changes your image, that makes people look at you differently and maybe even put you in a dark space. And if they need you to disappear, somehow you disappear, you know? And that was the fear with Diddy going in. And that was something that with Epstein that we saw, like, yo, they made him disappear. Um, and who knows? Of course, I don't think they're ever going to come out and say, here's the files. Look at these names because the names are
But
too big
it's
on
crazy
there.
because your guy Elon was like, oh, the reason why he won't release it is because he's on it. Listen, bro. If anything, I've learned from
You
this.
talking about Donald Trump is on it?
Yeah, Donald Trump was on it.
Okay.
Um, what I took away from the entire Diddy situation and what I'm taking away from this Epstein list is that there are some sick people who harm children, and I think they need to be hunted and put down, right? Like that's a disease. Um this for there to be trafficking, right? These young people are being trafficked, but there's no person that they're being trafficked to. Like to whom, like who is abusing these children, right? And
Mhm.
like I think they deserve their day in court. But when I see that things are just able to go away, look, I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, bro. Like
Mm.
you cannot tell me that there aren't blues and reds on this list. And I think, that's the reason why it hasn't been released is because too many people would be like caught up. And I don't think it just stops at politics. I think there are entertainers, there are athletes, what I'm saying, that are on this. But for it to like completely go away, it's the same thing, I felt about 9/11 when I heard that building 7 fell. It's like, okay, well, how the hell did it fall if no plane hit it? You know what I'm saying? And the explanations that you're giving, I'm just like, dog, if you believe this, then I got a boat. I got a boat, what I'm saying, a beachfront property in Watts, what I'm saying, to sell you if that's the case.
But nah, and I just think that certain people's names are on this list that the country just can't put out there because it will give it such a black eye. Think about this. Think about the Biggie Smalls case, right? Most people know, right? Even Tupac, we would say the Tupac murder as well. Most people know who are involved in both of these murders, but the connections to the LAPD is too close to where if you put out the names or name, it will corrupt everything. It'll make you look at the entire LAPD a certain way. And that's why you can't do it. My boy Ben said Tupac is the government. Get out of it. Don't disrespect the South Central
Hey,
legend,
Ben, we gonna have to
O'Shea
run
like that.
that play, bro.
O'Shea is not no plant boy. Um, but yeah, like it's certain things that you can't come out and say, hey, off duty LAPD officer murdered Biggie Smalls. You can't do that because then it's like, damn, so is everybody corrupted there at the LAPD? We need to disband the LAPD.
But
You know
see,
what I'm
this is
saying?
what's happening. This is what's happening. By them saying that there is no client list, like you are undermining yourself. We all know. We all know. We all know
Yeah.
that there's a client list. Pam Bondi, again, she had this photo op with these huge binders. Oh, this is the first part of the list. You know what I'm
But
saying?
what do they always do, Elam? They bury stories. So they
But this
find other things
But
that can
but this
jump
is my
it.
thing, bro. I think um we're in a time in our country, and I keep saying it's a watershed moment. I think people are starting to lose more and more confidence, right? In
Mhm.
the overall like system. Like I'm seeing on Twitter, everybody's talking about, okay, well, if we all just stop paying our taxes, then what are they going to do? Look, you don't pay your taxes. You can go to prison if you want to. I'm gonna just do what I gotta do to
Mm.
stay free. Like I'm not going back to jail. But it's again, man, it's showing me that there's so much corruption in our government through all stages, not just federally, statewide, locally,
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Police departments, school districts, board of directors, don't matter.
Oh,
There's corrupt,
everything.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
And I
agree.
think people are starting to get so frustrated that I am not going to be surprised when people start like January 6th showed me a lot that there are a lot of people out here who are frustrated. Do I have to agree with it? No. But there are people who are willing to go the extra mile to fight for what they believe. And I'm telling you, listen to me, man. It's a point is coming in our empire, our country's history where the America that we know it, we gonna go to sleep one day and wake up, and it's not gonna be no America no more.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, especially if different these conspiracies come to fruition and they're true and the information get out, everything changes. And that's why I think the powers that be does their very best to keep the status quo so that things won't go out of control, so there won't be a civil war, so there won't be a world war, none of that stuff. They just look for us to just go on with our lives, focus on getting your family right, try to help as many people as you can, do that, then pass away while we continue to do what we do. And that's just how the world moves. And you just have to decide, are you someone who's like, I'm going to be locked into this where it can take you in a lot of loopholes? Or you could be somebody that just like, hey, I'm going to just fall back, figure out how to make riches for my peeps and be chilling. And it's a lot of people on both sides. And that's why I think they're able to play that game. Because if you go outside South Central Watts Compton and you ask these people, hey man, what you feel about this? Man, I don't put no money in my pocket. I don't give a damn about it. And that's when it's a lot of people like that. So you can get away with hiding whatever you want, even in plain sight. So it's scary times here. Shot. We got a conspiracy theorist on our team. Producer Ben said rap music is a social engineer experiment by the
Experiment by
FBI
the
to
FBI
encourage.
to encourage criminal behavior. You got the right idea, but the wrong
It
three
was
alphabets.
it was
You got
CIA,
the wrong three letters, man.
and I just think that it was. I just think that it enhances the image of criminal behavior, but it was already criminal behavior in these neighborhoods. It enhances it more to make it seem cool that people follow into it. But we already know how this world works. Like dog eats dog.
Mykell, I know you know,
Yeah.
but for our listeners that might not be hip, how did crack cocaine get into your community?
Oh, that was brought in by the same people that's supposed to make sure we are okay. Like it is all a game that we're playing. This is the real life Grand Theft Auto. You just trying to see what character are you? Michael, Franklin, Trevor, CJ, whomever you may fit within to, you're just a player in the game. And that's why, in the hoods we grew up in, it's liquor stores,
Church,
church, liquor stores, church. Because either you
liquor
gonna be
store,
a
churches, and fast food, bro.
fast food. So either you gonna be the super holier than thou Christian that's gonna follow suit and Martin Luther King it, or you gonna be drunk out of your mind, smoking weed, cigarettes, and be out of your mind and kill yourself young, and the cycle continues. So you people just have to decide what they believe and fight for what you believe in. That's how I view it, man. And
Man, listen, at the end of the day, my biggest piece of advice to you is get money, man. Go get you a bag, get your family up out of these conditions. And
yeah,
we are the misfits, man, where we
yeah,
encourage you not to fit in, but find a way to stand out. I'm your guy, Elam. You can check me out uh, across all platforms, Elam Squared. Some of them is a S, some is the number 5, but Elam Squared. Writing for Culver City Observer, the Sporting Tribune, and I had a profile that is really doing numbers on FI 360 News. Shout out to my OG Javon Moore for getting that up for me. But that's the PG. PG, get us up out of here, man.
Hey man, so you can follow me, Mykell the PG, on social media. Mykell Mathieu, Mathieu on Facebook. Bunch of work everywhere. Sporting Tribune, Culver City, FI 360, Infinity TV, and other places as well. Then of course the Misfits, man, the Mykell Mathieu Show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Check me out. But we thank you guys for staying up with us, locking in, tapping in. We're gonna be back Sunday, the official day. We're gonna be back with it. And we like talking to y'all because we got a lot to talk about. But follow us, show us love, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. If you're watching on other platforms, go to YouTube, subscribe. The Misfits Live, THAMISFITS Live. Show us some love. great shows also with the squad. You know what I'm saying? Our guy Jude is in the comments. He got the Reynolds report. We not the only ones that talk hoop. We got a real dope hoop show for you that you have to show love to. So tap in, follow us, show love. See you guys Sunday, baby. Peace. Get us out of here, Ben.